Be the change you want to see. This group trying to make sure that the community knows about this wonderful service that they are getting together for the community. I want to introduce our guests that are here. Damon Cobble, who's the executive director and founder of Minority Mental Health Project, also a certified clinical trauma specialist and licensed family therapist. Dr. Trinidad Jackson, a board member, Minority Mental Health Project, who is here, thank you. And Trent Findley, Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for Metro United Way. They are our neighbors right across the way, so we're always glad to have them over. So let's talk about this. It is a mental health project focusing on, and you all jump in here and make sure that I'm getting it right, focusing on minorities. We say, is it BIPOC or that's Black and Indigenous people of color?
Correct.
I know a lot of people are wondering, so why are their mental health, needs different? And many people don't think about this, but explain it.
Well, the organization was founded in 2019, and what I found in the research was there are gaps in terms of that are barriers to the minority community receiving therapeutic services in terms of accessibility, affordability, and then being able to find culturally competent therapists that's representation of them and understands their culture and their norms to treat them.
I don't know what you all think about this, but as an African-American woman, I never thought about that until I had an African-American man come up to me and say, this was during the whole COVID and the civil unrest, and he said to me, I'm struggling. I need help. And he said, I want to talk to someone. Can you help me? And I said, yes, sit down. We're going to take care of this. But then he just leaned over and he touched me. He said, I want to talk to somebody who looks like me because I've got all these concerns and worries when I leave my home, and they're not going to understand it if they don't live in the skin of a Black man. And I went, whoa, never had thought about that before. What do you say to the community to make sure we all understand, and even those who are watching who may need help will reach out and get that help?
So I think it's, I'll address something as well. You mentioned the language and you asked, BIPOC, what is that? I think it's important for us to be transparent that we're actually still working through the language, because language is a political touch point in this country, right? How have we been socially constructed as people, right? Black is a label that was placed upon us.
And that's still an argument in our community.
Right, exactly.
Some people want to be called Black. Some people want to be called Negro. Some people say African American.
Yeah,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it's important for us to acknowledge that. But additionally, to get at your question, we're immersed in the spillage of trauma everywhere, right? It's pervasive. Whether it's in your lived physical experience, whether you go on social media, whether you're looking at traditional forms of media, it's everywhere. And so with the increased visibility of trauma, we need increased visibility of resources. And so that's something that under Damon's leadership, we're attempting to build a database of people who, look like those who need help the most, but also have a higher likelihood of sharing some of those same experiences, especially as it relates to the political, the social, and the economic trauma historically and present day that we're experiencing. So
Damon, how did this come about? I mean, what made you say, all right, got to move, got to make it happen?
During my undergrad at Spalding, in my grad school, I started reading the data, and I started to realize that a lot of the tools that are used and a lot of the research that has been done with primarily white, middle-aged white men. And so we're not even inclusive in the research. And so the research is what defines the tools and helps shape the tools that treats us. And so you have a lot of tools out here that clinicians are using that are primarily designed to treat middle-aged white men. And so we need to bring that to the forefront. But it was my personal story, my own struggle with depression and suicide ideation and anxiety that, and my own experience with therapy also for like 10 years, that made me realize that this is something the community needs. This is something that it needs to be done ASAP. And also with the research, you know, there's very few, representation matters. You know, there's very few of us, you know, who are licensed, who has the fortitude to even put themselves out there, you know, to be an example for those who need the help.
Yeah, I was going to say, yay for you for number one, saying you accept therapy. A lot of people, you know, they don't want to talk about depression, things like okay, we're going to keep that quiet. Especially, I think, in the African American community, there are so many things we don't want to talk about.
Right.
For Metro United Way, Trent, I know you all have always tried to make sure that all of the community is taken care of, but you all are even yourselves looking at things in a new way to see what more needs to be done. How did you become part of this?
Absolutely. So historically, communities have experienced a pattern of philanthropic neglect and underinvestment in Black-led social change organizations. And so based on the agenda for Black L.O.V.E. From BME Community, Metro United Way committed to using its brand equity and infrastructure to incubate the Black L.O.V.E. Philanthropic Partnership. LOVE is an acronym that stands for Live, Own, Vote, and Excel, and we're seeking to advance philanthropy to include generosity, justice, and shared accountability. And so we offer an opportunity to pool philanthropic resources and to place them into the hands of organizations like the Minority Mental Health Project that are Black-led social change organizations.
I wish in our community, and this is Dawne saying this, nobody else, not Wave, just it's me, so put it on me. I always do that so don't nobody else get in trouble.
Hey, I do it too.
Right. You don't want nobody else getting in trouble. I wish that we would, I'm not even sure how to say it, but I noticed that I even do it, like especially say if there's a gay business owner, you know, and you just kind of, you say gay, just, hey, it's a gay business, you know, or it's a black-owned business. We don't just say it out loud, and so many people, I guess, don't want to see that. It's okay to be whatever you are, woman, poor, black, anything, whatever it looks like. But yet people say, well, why does it have to be separate, or why does that make a difference? All of our lives matter. We see things not as maybe they are, but as we are, what we've experienced. Do you know what I'm explaining?
Yeah, definitely.
So I wish that we could all accept it, and when something like this comes out, support it, because everybody in their own space needs their own help.
Right.
So what do you want people to do and realize from what's going on with this?
Well, they're not alone.
Yes.
You have an organization that's advocating for you. You have an organization that's here to support you if you're uninsured or if you're underinsured. You have an organization who's launching a database for BIPOC or Black and Brown professionals, to where the community can find them in one center, the one database that was launched yesterday. So there's an organization, there's the clinicians out here who are advocating, who are doing the work in the trenches, and we need to give them the encourage them and give them the fortitude to come out and get the help that they need.
How do they get the help? Where do they go? Who?
They can go to our website, www.mmhplou.com. That's www.mmhplou.com. They can send us a message, reach out. They can sign up for services. If they need services, they can reach us directly through our website.
And again, these services can be used by
anyone.
Anyone.
Yes, anyone.
All right, you see it there, mmhplou.com. Just to make sure, Dr. Jackson, anything else you want to say?
I'm good. Appreciate you having us on.
Okay. Also, Mr. Finley, anything you want to add? I know that Metro United Way is still serving so many different communities.
Yeah, for more information on the Black L.O.V.E. Philanthropic Partnership, you can also go to our website, metrounitedway.org. I believe it's /programs, /Black L.O.V.E. Philanthropic Partnership.
All right, there you go. I appreciate you all.
Thank you, ma'am.
And for saying it's okay to sit and talk to a therapist.
Yes.
You don't have to keep that quiet either. We're always whispering about everything. Let's, if we can, stop that. Preeclampsia, do you even know what it is? Two survivors are here to talk about it and also